My memo tonight is addressed to a group of members of Parliament, only that I'm not very sure of their current address. I last saw them huddled in a hotel room all the way in the United Arab Emirates, Dubai to be specific, where they ostensibly went to attend a training course on financial management. A masterclass, I should say. This memo may have even missed the event completely had it not been for the social media posting by one of the attendees who wanted Kenyans to know that their honorable members are away in Dubai for that master's class on financial management. It sounded pompous, but it is the leakage I appreciate. The so-called Dubai Masters class is a model act in the art of insensitivity. First things first, we're in the middle of a crisis, a paralyzing regime of COVID-19 control measures. We've been told gatherings and unnecessary travel should be discouraged, and such other protocols. But I talk of insensitivity because we understand the whole trip cost over 10 million shillings, with between little and no proof that the same course could not have been conducted right here in Kenya, or at most online. I talk of insensitivity because the posting of the Dubai trip on social media did not attract accolades, but the outrage of Kenyans who felt, and rightly so, that such a trip is both ill-timed and inconsiderate. Look, I'm all for the training of members of Parliament. In fact, I would add such courses as pricking of conscience, caring for others, how to avoid stealing from the public, and generally reading the room. Because here was a bunch of leaders that proceeded with complete disregard to public feelings and mood on not just expenditure, but also on our respective conduct during these tough times. Simply put, they simply said, to hell with your feelings. But let's for a moment assume that Kenyans made peace with the flights to Dubai. But for a master's class in financial management, the level of concentration displayed by the members of Parliament looked every bit like a huge scoop of salt thrust deep into a gaping wound. It was a brutal three-step assault on the collective sensitivity of Kenyans. Injure, insult, and post on social media. How else should it be interpreted when nearly all the students were busy on their phones in the middle of a supposedly intellect-sapping financial management lecture? From this far, one could be dead sure that the massive failure in that class if an instant examination was administered. But that is only because we are assuming they were actually taking a real course in the first place. As a mobile phone user myself, I know how much concentration it demands and what a miraculous act it must have been in Dubai for our 10 million shillings class to juggle between learning and posting the pictures. You can caption that. And so I post this memo in the hope that it will reach the insensitive committees of the week, namely finance, budget, public investments, public accounts, and special fund committees. I publish them here conscious of the fact that these are highly mobile teams and individuals, and because of that, I avail copies for Dubai hotel rooms, various airlines, Parliament buildings, members of Parliament's offices, and whichever other expensive address these individuals may be reached at. And that is my memo.